All right, y'all. Real interesting video right here. So we're going back on the topic of Charlie Kirk, and I have two clips that I want to play from the most recent episode that Candace Owens did, right? So there's a photo of Tyler Robertson that goes back. Y'all remember when I first did a video on this, I was already connecting it back to the United CEO healthcare guy that was murdered in the morning. I connected it back immediately because I saw similarities, and I don't see a lot of people talk about it. But what is very similar as far as how this whole thing went with Tyler Robinson was the aftermath. And what y'all are going to see is a photo. Now, Candace Owens was sent this photo. She has a hotline where people can send her information. She was sent a photo of Tyler Robinson at a Dairy Queen after he allegedly shot and unalived Charlie Kirk at a Dairy Queen. Now, what do y'all remember that was very similar to the case with the United Healthcare CEO? What do y'all remember? The guy Mangione, or however you say his name, he went to a McDonald's, seemingly, perfectly fine, just chilling. So I'm not going to get in that too much yet. There's also another clip with Candace where she gets insight from people who are locals to the area in Utah where this all happened. Y'all are going to be pretty, surprised at what the locals had to say about the aftermath of the shooting. But first, y'all, I want to get into this clip right here. This was from the PBD podcast, and also they're not the only ones to show this, but this was basically a woman who was possessed live on camera, and she was talking about the Charlie Kirk assassination and the fact that it will happen next to, the leader of the free world. Y'all know what I'm talking about with Trump. And just very, very evil. Y'all gotta check this out. I wanted to show this first before we got into the clips from Candace Owens. This is insane right here, y'all. Check this out.
These demons, and I think the devil in this moment, Pat, was so joyous in the killing that he forgot to hide himself in these people. I have a couple videos, Pat, and I'm not being facetious.
What a
this
great
woman,
take.
Thank you, Tommy. This woman, Pat, you tell me in your heart of hearts, she doesn't look demon possessed. She's openly talking about, and I'm assuming, allegedly, that she's talking about other people that she wants dead, and I think it's Trump. Listen, guys, pay attention about what's inside this woman's soul, and tell me she doesn't scare the hell out of you. Go ahead, Rob. Watch.
We're gonna push it. We're gonna see how far we can push it.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Look what you're up against.
It's a witch.
I was not kidding when I said if you were gonna get the job done,
Oh my God.
there were two better candidates.
Weird. Who's she talking about? Z.
And furthermore, when that happens, and it will. It will.
Wow, no, I don't look.
Not only will we be insensitive, that'll be the least.
Is this a real
Look,
thing?
this is a real person. That is the devil inside of you. Look at her.
It's gonna be the biggest fucking celebration, the biggest, most beautiful
That's a-
celebration on
Rob, you
planet
can
Earth.
stop it.
Have you ever seen an actual demon manifesting? You're about to.
We're gonna push it. We're gonna see how far we can push it. I was not kidding when I said if you were gonna get the job done, there were two better candidates. And furthermore, when that happens, and it will, it will, not only will we be insensitive, that'll be the least of your worries.
I'm not scared, but this is terrifying to, you know, the ones that don't know what is going on. Y'all notice she's saying we. She's speaking about that legion of demons that is, inside of her. She is very much so possessed. Her face is pale, real muscly eyebrow structure. When them demons start to manifest and come through, get really muscly up here. She is highly possessed. She's probably a witch as well. That laugh is terrifying.
But it's gonna be the biggest fucking celebration, the biggest, most beautiful celebration on planet Earth. On planet Earth right now. The entire planet is gonna celebrate when he takes the turn. Finally.
I have seen many demons manifest live and in person, and I am telling you right now, that's what it looks like.
Hey, yo, y'all can't tell me these people. Remember what I said in the last video? The demons are showing themselves. That is actually insane. I haven't seen that on the internet in a while. The laugh, everything. Full blown demonic possession. Check this out, y'all.
Alleged giant Boeing plane that hit the Pentagon building. We weren't allowed to see that for a very long time. I think someone actually in Congress had to fight to get any footage released, and you had people that were saying, no, it was a missile. Well, they swept everything nearby. So that's what this is kind of reminding me of, a Fed sweep. They pretend that they want more information, but in reality, they want to make sure that they have all of the information, all of the footage, so that they can control the narrative. Except sometimes things don't go as planned. Because before people realize they have anything, or maybe when they're trying to reach out to the feds, they're texting a friend who texts a friend. And the next thing you know, the whole neighborhood in all of Orem has something. And this is what happened. Something made its way around the entire town and into my tips line repeatedly. It is a very clear image of Tyler Robinson, allegedly taken, I'll say allegedly for safety here, but it's looking right according to my timeline, allegedly taken at 6:38 p.m. at a nearby Dairy Queen. Here is that photo that we can show you. Just take a look at this photo. What is wrong with this picture? A lot is wrong with this picture. First and foremost, 6:38 p.m., you just shot someone. You have gone through great pains to hide your face, to change your outfit. But wait, you didn't fully change your outfit, did you? I'm looking at this photo, and you're wearing jeans and you're wearing the maroon shirt. Now we have a 50-50 combo of the outfits. And now you're showing your eyes and you're not fearful at all that you might be recognized. Also, wow, you must have quite the stomach. You don't have a record. Next thing you know, you shoot someone and you're like, I'm just going to go have a meal. You don't seem to be too shaken or too upset.
Now, this is what I was talking about with the whole, United Healthcare CEO thing. Why are these people so comfortable to go get food after what they just did? It doesn't make sense. And I tried to search this photo. Nowhere else being covered by any kind of MSN, here in the States. Nowhere. Not being covered by anywhere, because it's gonna relate right back to the whole healthcare CEO thing. I mean, it's, y'all already know, man. It's the same thing like when we discuss all of these sacrifices from Hollywood. The patterns, you just start to recognize it, and you immediately can call bullshit.
Something problematic is the location, by the way. We mapped this out. It's about 15 minutes away from the campus at a time when we're told that he's idling by, babysitting the rifle. So you can see, we're showing you, it's about a 17-minute drive away from the campus. So there should be a lot of footage then of this Dodge Challenger driving back and forth. Okay. And like I said, the biggest thing that jumps at me is he looks kind of content there. So he's got to be a full-blown psychopath wearing half of what the feds told us he was wearing in the morning and half of what the feds told us that he was wearing during the shooting. Okay, so why did he text in this exchange at all and say that he changed outfits? Wouldn't you have just said, I changed my t-shirt? If that's the reality, you just changed your t-shirt and that was enough? Was it just a t-shirt that he changed? The outfit, again, as I sensed yesterday, has always been problematic. I feel the outfit was the Fed mistake. It never made any sense to say that he wore an outfit onto campus, light khaki shorts and a maroon shirt, and then decided to completely change hours later. Because why wouldn't you just change the t-shirt? That actually makes more sense. Every kid wears blue jeans. You don't have to change blue jeans.
Not gonna lie. She on point. No matter what y'all think about Candace, she on point. Breaking it down crazy. Everything made a lot of sense when it comes to that photo. I mean, you can think for yourself, you know. You don't even need Candace to break it down. I mean, you could clearly see it. I mean, we call BS. So look, I wanted to skip ahead to this part where she talks about some of the things that the locals, how they believe that it happened as far as the aftermath. Check this out. I thought this was very, very interesting right here.
Because I just spiritually know that more people are involved, okay? Now let me tell you something about what the locals are theorizing. And like I said, it's the first thing that has made sense to me, okay? They are telling me that something which you will recall, the first people that got out the map of everywhere to look, and this is where the shooter walked, and this is what happened, and, here's our diagram of where everything took place, and he ran to the woods and he grabbed the gun, but we're not really getting too many details about where he got that gun from. We're just kind of told in the woods. And this person tells me, actually, the gun was found in the backyard of someone that I know. We all know each other. And it was found by a chicken coop. Like, you could describe it as a wooded area, but, it's pretty suburban here. And it was found by her chicken coop. The locals are theorizing. Again, we have no proof of this, but this is what they are saying, is that they're not being honest about the fact that the house right next door to where the gun was found is a mysteriously vacant home that is owned by the university itself, and that is where they believe that the true shooter ran to following the assassination of Charlie Kirk. They think, and again, they're floating a theory here, that Tyler Robinson was instructed to merely drop off his gun, walks onto campus to simply drop off his gun at the chicken coop place. So I'm going to show you that. Do we have a map of that vacant property and where the gun location is found? And he says you'd have to be an insider to know that the general direction that person is running, even though they're very close, similarly, would lead him to the vacant home that we've all kind of had questions about. It's kind of been vacant for a while. And actually, where the gun is found, it's just two different places. So his theory is that Tyler Robinson, and this would definitely align with our decoy boy, right? I did it. Oh, actually, it turns out that I have child pornography, is that Tyler and Lance could have gotten mixed up in some deep internet stuff, which makes sense because, as we have learned, Lance is deep on the web, and that they were actually instructed, maybe they're getting out of the situation. Again, we are in full theory zone. I'm telling you what I'm hearing from locals. This is not Candace Owens' theory, but this would make more sense to me, that these were just guys that said, okay, if we found something weird on your camera, or read on your laptop, here's what you're gonna have to do to get out of this. Maybe they're being blackmailed or threatened, or you're gonna go to prison for a very long time. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take this weapon and you're gonna walk this weapon and you're gonna leave this weapon right here, okay? And that's it. Then you're gonna busy yourself elsewhere around, and we will tell you what to do next. That's their theory about Tyler Robinson, okay? And that then the real shooter is an entirely different person who actually went into what they would describe to be a safe house of sorts. Putting it out there. And I can tell you that we are now prodding that narrative and asking if you are a person who has any footage and you have been instructed not to give any footage whatsoever. I don't know. I can't understand if you own the property and it's yours. I don't know how they can tell you it's not yours anymore, since don't forget, Governor Cox said it's all wrapped up. It's over. We've got him. Move on. I don't see how you showing us a Dodge Charger that you saw driving by would be problematic. So, yeah.
Hey, that theory actually makes a lot of sense, because that's something we would have never known without someone digging into this, as far as the locals that stay in that area. That one of the houses that was basically, straight line of his path of where the gun was actually found, they say it was a wooded area, but that's basically the suburbs. It was found by a chicken coop in someone's backyard. So it wasn't just the way they, portrayed it in the media. It wasn't just found laying in some wooded area where nothing is at. There was a house, she said, that is owned by the university, which is common, on universities. In that area, there are sometimes houses that are owned by the university, but also that's a red flag, because there is no one staying there. You don't know what's inside of there. Could be a whole setup of cameras, that could have been the safe house, right where, you know how they say people hide. What's the saying? Like, if you want to get away with something, you just hide right in plain sight. It makes a lot of sense that his job was to just leave the gun. That was it. We already know, if you're just smart and you're paying attention, we already know he did not do it. He is not the shooter. That makes a lot of sense. His job could have been just drop the gun. Drop that gun there. And then it also makes sense to why the text messages are the way that they are. You got to remember, they're just trying to convince you of the narrative. Hey, I want to go get my gun, but there's a patrolman. He's right there, and I can't go get it. Oh, damn. I'm scared. My granddad is going to beat me up if I don't bring the gun back. It's, for the average person, they're going to believe it. They're going to be like, oh, man, these text messages tell the entire story. No way. Of course he did it. That's they know they're going to win with that, because the majority, they're not like us. They're not sitting here trying to pick this entire case apart. The majority is like this woman right here, who's not even look at this demon. I got to go back to this. Who's not even looking at this being some bullshit. She's more thinking about there was 2 other better candidates who should have been offed. And we all know she's talking about the leader of the free world. The other one, I'm not sure. Let's just go ahead and play this one more time, just to really give you a grim reality of what some of these people actually feel and think.
Testing, you're about to.
We're going to push it. We're going to see how far we can push it. I was not kidding when I said, if you were gonna get the job done, there were 2 better candidates. And furthermore, when that happens, and it will, it will, not only will we be insensitive? That'll be the least of your worries.
Man, that shit gotta be straight out of a movie, y'all. All right, y'all. We'll go ahead and wrap it up here, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this one, all right? That being said, it's Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon, all right? I'm out.